What's going on, Tamer? It's your boys, the host of DigiPod, the digital podcast. Today in the studio, we got Gino and Lewis finally came back. We had to kick him off for a week because he's so bad at historic regionals. But this time we brought him back. We was hoping for a redemption arc. This time when he tells us that he finally got his invite. Right, Lewis? Right, Lewis?
No. Sadly.
Yeah.
Rip.
Sadly.
Don't expect him to come back next week, just let you know, because we gotta replace him.
He goes back in the
my last
punishment
podcast.
Yeah. How's it going, fellas? How's it going?
I'm doing good, man. I just watched an insane game of Paraguay versus Germany. Holy crap. If you were a soccer guy, you already know how crazy that game was. But Germany out already. Insanity. But that's been my whole day. I've just been watching World Cup, having a great time. Very sad to see Japan lose to Brazil, but kind of expected. So, Lewis, how you doing?
Brazil too nice.
I'm doing good. I guess Dan really put me on the spot there with the whole did I get my invite or not? Sad to say, didn't happen this time around. It was pretty tough, but I still had fun though.
Are there any more events for you
matters.
to get your invite, or is that it for this season?
No, that's it. That's it for this season, yeah. But this year for nationals, we only get one, right? For Digimon,
Yes,
or we still
correct.
get two?
Yep.
Okay.
Just one national. So season 2 is a thing. So yeah, you invite for in season 2, we'll go to nationals.
Alrighty, and then we can all plot our trip, and we decide who gets to bunk with who. Gino, looking at you.
Well, I thought it goes
me-
by the
me,
order.
Gino
that you
and
get.
I, Gino and I don't plan trips with losers. We can't
Oh,
predict that you're gonna get an invite. You know what I'm saying?
I'll get it. I'll get it this time. Don't worry. It's a whole new format. I guess what is it? BT26 will be live by then, so we'll see what.
Well, for the start of season 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Nah, season 2 starts EX12, I believe.
Really?
Oh yeah, EX12.
Gen Con is the first.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right.
When's
Oof.
Gen Con again?
Gen Con is August. Beginning of August, I think it is, right?
Right. Yes, it is. It's the second weekend of August, I believe.
Okay.
Which will also drop the new Naruto card game.
Well,
We don't
it's
talk
not
about that on this pod.
dropping that. It's
there you go.
a preview, not dropping legit drop. Yeah, I think that starts.
Dropping.
I think that starts because when does BT26 drop again? That's September, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Let me just check my my notes here, aka Google. BT26 Digimon TCG. Oh, thank you. Second search. This will drop Timeless Bonds on September 4th.
Yeah. So if you're going to Gen Con, expect it to be EX12 format. So what that means is the rise of Metal Empire. I've been known already as the Metal Emperor, and so we're gonna reign supreme. You know.
Oh man,
This guy.
the Metal Emperor. I'm just gonna put that in the back of my head.
just imagine the Emperor from Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
Darth Sidious has but my face on it instead.
the Metal
guy.
Emperor. Good.
Hey yo,
good.
someone needs to make that as a meme. Yo, Loki. Anyways, I'm sure someone will do that. But anyways,
Yeah, at some
all
point.
jokes aside, locals. We got locals to talk about, or for Lewis' sakes, he's got some store regionals to talk about whenever he wants to talk about it. Gino, you want to start off for us this time around?
Sure. So last night, Sunday, we did not have a locals because only 3 of us showed up, me and Dan and the guy who works there. So we did not
It was a
we did not
dead
end up
crowd,
firing off.
unfortunately.
But a new guy did show up
because I want Demi Debbie's.
Yeah, true. And it was funny because the guy who runs the tournaments for us was like, well, you guys showed up anyway, so we're going to give you the participation promos. And me and Dan are like, oh, I really hope he gives us the new ones. And then we got some old ones, but it's okay. It's the thought that counts, right? And a new
True.
guy showed up, so maybe we'll have
That was cool,
a new one into the fold. So that's pretty cool. As for last Tuesday, though, I decided to move over to the dark side and play Angels. I decided to give TS Angels a try. At the beginning of the format, I was like, this is too complicated and I'm too stupid to play this deck. Like, I just want to swing with Shakomon as soon as I DNA, which is not always the case. It is sometimes the case, but not always the case. But I've been like editing the deck like over the format, seeing what works, what I like, what I don't like. Blimpmon is my goat in that deck.
I think Blimpmon is your favorite TS card.
It really is, dude. I love that guy. First of all, he's awesome. He's got two faces. Like, what's not to love about Blimpmon? He's my guy. But beyond that, he's also just like a really good card. He searches. You can top or bottom deck whatever cards come up. So like, it's really valuable. I think Blimpmon is very good and slightly underrated. I think if you don't play TS decks, you don't realize just how good Blimpmon is. Okay, so I played Angels round. Let's see if I can remember this. I have the match history pulled up. Let me see if I can remember what everybody played. I know what Dan was playing. What were these other guys playing? Oh, no, that was round 3. Round 1, I played against.
Oh, you played against Abatamon?
Abatamon. Yep.
Yeah.
He never got 4 eggs out. Like, Angels is just too fast. Like, there's no world where I'm letting it go to turn. What turn is that by the time he has 4 eggs? Like 5, 6?
Turn
3,
5,
4, 5. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 if he goes.
If they go first, 1.
It's 3.
2. Yeah, it's 4. Right?
Yeah. So like,
yeah,
Angels is probably winning by turn 4. I actually had kind of a slow first game. And I just blew him out of the water before he could ever do all of his things. Like, a lot of the time too, like Abatamon's play is use egg effect to play like scatter mode out for cheap. So when Shakomon comes down and de-digivolves it, it just removes it from the board completely. I don't have to worry about a redirect or anything like that. So like, really rough for Abatamon. He also doesn't have the Gulmons yet. So like, he's playing an even lesser version of Abatamon than he could be playing. So we'll get him there. Then I played against Dan. Dan, you were playing Mallow Loop, correct?
Correct.
And basically,
it's not really a loop anymore, but yeah.
Sure.
Just Mallow.
Mallow,
Yeah.
right. So at this point, Dan had either 1 or 2 of the promo cards for
1, I think.
So he had 1 or 2 of the cards, and my thought was, I've been bullied by this deck many times from Dan, and I was like, man, hopefully I go faster. Yeah, I do. Like, the deck is just so much faster than Mallow. Like, there's not a whole lot Mallow can do to get set up in time. He needs to open cracked. Like, he needs to open Digital Gate open plus like a tamer already in hand to really like compete with Angels. So
plus I have to see my 1 of BT3 Mallow so I can keep looping.
Right. So that you can right. So you can do the rude things. So yeah, that just ended up not happening, and I just did Angels things. Like, honestly, it's so crazy that I can't really talk about the matchups because the game plan is, there's a lot of like different ways you can take it, but like a lot of times if you go fast, it's the same thing. It's Patamon in the back, Asuna drop Pegasus, Asuna plays Pegasus, Patamon evos for free, you DNA, you go into, I've been really favoring the Minervamon, the promo Minerva over Juno, because it gets
because
you
you're
2
doing a
extra
line
bodies
swing
out.
plus the 2 bodies for DNA, so you're effectively doing 3 checks just because of that thing. Like, it's
and
crazy.
Alliance is cool too.
In that one
Alliance
stack.
is
That's
cool
what I'm saying.
too. And you know, you alliance with whatever bodies you play out, so it's not like you're losing swings ever. As long as you draw like 2 Shakomons, you're cooking. The deck, I think, my list I think is pretty well optimized. Like, it feels pretty good. I do kind of want to try I think it's BT16 Angemon that unsuspends one of your level 4s. That sounds funny.
the 4 cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
That
also blue yellow also. So
Yeah, it's
yellow
crazy.
blue. Sorry.
Yep. So he's gonna count for all of your DNA shenanigans. I kind of want to try it, but at the same time, I feel like I'm happy with my 4, 8, 12, 14, 15 fours. So I don't know.
I think because it's just like one more card to play out, and also like if you play the Gabumon, like you can just swing barrier, play him. If you stop the memory, oh cool, let me unsuspend, swing again with the Gabumon DNA into what's his name, Shakomon, and then proceed to swag out on them.
Yeah, you can do a lot of crazy stuff with it. I'm not currently on the Gabumons. I'm just on Angemons, a couple
You
Blipmons,
really don't
and
need the
Cyclone.
Gatos.
Yeah.
I really don't think you do either. I think it can kind of bite you sometimes because
And I think the Angemon doesn't have an inheritable too, right?
which
one?
Angemon, the
The
BT16 one?
BT16 one, yeah.
I don't think he does. Maybe he has a
The
bounce
one with the
effect.
unsuspend? No, I don't think so.
Anyway, there are plenty of level 4s that are valuable. Blimpmon is so good in this deck because a lot of the time you really just need to find the next Shakomon, and if those next 2 cards are not Shakomon, they just go to the bottom. Or, you know, if you already have the Shakomons and you just need to get more level 4s in hand, you know, you load your next couple of draws. The deck
Yeah.
draws like crazy because of that stupid Hoodier Angemon that just says on Evo draw a card.
Draw 2.
On Evo and on play. So like once you play him out from like other effects, you're like,
You
it's
just have
crazy.
maximum value.
That card is so good. I could see a world somewhere down the line where that card goes to 1. Like it's so good. Barrier inherit, barrier on face, on Evo, on play, draw 1. Like really good card.
Do stuff that deck.
I don't think we're there yet, but I'm just saying it's a good card. Then round 3, I played against Data Squad, and this is the only loss I took because I was not seeing it, man. I only found 1 Shakomon that game, and he had the nuts, saw 2 burst modes and like all of his tamers. So he's playing mostly Data Squad stuff, but also the AD01 Marcus, a couple of copies of that, and the AD01 Shine, which by the way are also Data Squad traded, but I'm just letting you know that he's not playing just straight starter deck stuff. But yeah, he's playing like the AD01 stuff, which is a really nice power bump to that deck. Obviously, Marcus plus Agu is an insane card. The Shine Greymon is really good for just value, and obviously Burst Mode go crazy. But we ended up getting that one 2-1. Like I said, I think it was game 2. I just was not finding anything. And I just kind of got cooked. He had the world. I'm like, as long as he doesn't have another burst mode, I'm fine. And he had another burst mode, so I was not fine.
That would do it.
But then game 3, I don't think I got the turn 2 at all over the evening, but like almost always turn 3. Like rare turn 2, consistent turn 3 might be a problem. So Angels, good stuff.
Yeah, piggyback off of what Genius said. That locals I got second or third, whatever it was, playing Mallow. At that point, I only had 1 Demi of the new promo, so I was playing with that. Hope to God I see it on my opening hand. Sometimes I saw it. That card is correct, and the things you're able to do with the combos now with it. I learned after that match, if I had the 4 Demi, I think I would have been perfectly fine. I've learned that I can like deal with Angel combos when they dropped Asuna ASAP, because you can just go Demi, play Amaterasumon, affect the Amaterasumon, pop the Demi to reduce the play cost, Evo into BT16 Mallow right there and then pop something, pop their own tamer. And so now if you were to do that, so if they go turn 1, play it, or let me rephrase, I go turn 1, Demi in the back, I play a tamer, they go rookie in the back, Asuna, and then whatever else. Then I raise, play my Osmon for 3, pop the Demi to reduce the play cost to make it for 3 cost. Effectively, you tuck it underneath the Evo to Mallow, pop your tamer, pop theirs, and then like now you're kind of like in a good board control aspect. But I didn't see the Demi. Obviously, it's a one of against that. So like, I think I got the second one in mid tournament. I just didn't throw it in there. But like, it feels very, very strong when you see it. It's definitely, it feels like it's gonna be a 4 of. I already got like the idea of how I want to play the deck moving forward, where like some ratio changes, specifically the BT16 Mallow being able to go on Evo, potentially pop opponent's tamer, not a once per turn effect, which means if you're able to give it rush when you play Myotismon, now you could potentially pop 2 tamers depending on what your board setup is looking like, because you have to pop something on your side of the field to pop one of theirs. Basically what it is you pop your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. If no unsuspended Digimon is popped, you pop one of the tamers, and then you trash their top security as well. So you can do quick damage as well with it. That being said, game 1, round 1 was against Bears. I had like a slow start, and Bears was doing bear things, and I was like, okay. By the time I got there, I got there eventually. It was just a little slower out the gates. For anyone who ever seen how Mallow plays, just imagine Mallow played back then, just with the one BT3 Mallow. And so you're not consistently always going to have the Mallow loop aspect. So you're going to go like kill double tamers, play your Mummymon, do you draw a discard, you play Arcany or Myotismon out afterwards, and then you have 3 bodies set up, and then you go pop 2 of them to play Mallow for 3. You pop 2 things, you trash something, bomb deck something, and so when you get that combo going, it's very strong board control aspect. And so a lot of decks can't deal with it unless they have innate Digimon protection. So if they don't even have that, if they have just like I don't know, Happy Carry style protection, where it's like, all right, once per turn you trash your top security, where it's a protected, I think it is. Like you can deal with that, no problem, easy, light work, no problem. You're gonna get around it multiple times. Or like Volk, it has 2 layers of protection at times, maybe. Then I can deal with it 3 times on a turn, no problem. If I see the combo going, where I have like, you know, Mallow plus his own bomb deck, his own pop. If I have a Venom or even the other Mallow, like you do a lot of cool combos. And with the new Demi Devi, you can go in a way where you go play out, you know, you do your double Arcany Mummy, you pop them, you play your Mummy, whatever, for free, and then play out like, I don't know, like Arcanymon or Myotismon, preferably Myotismon, and then you play that Demi Devi out, and then like you continue comboing, and then you go like Mallow, you eventually pop it, you have something that evos and so on. You just keep like comboing. You do some cool stuff because it's free, so it makes it pretty cool on how you do stuff like that. I'm still learning on like how to do different type of combos with it, but like I understand the gist of the basic new combo you can do with the Myotismon, which is pretty cool. So anyways, I beat Bears. I think it was like 2-0 on that one. And then game 2, he didn't see a Callus. That was the issue for him. Marsmon is easy to deal with, as everybody probably knows at this point. Marsmon is not the scary one. Marsmon is scary when you get comboed with it. But if it's just him by himself, you kind of just don't care about Mars. And then round 2, playing against Gino. Gino went first, I think it was. He went Pada Asuna, game 1 or 2, whatever it was. And then I told him, I was like, I have no way to deal with this. And then I ended up going, because I couldn't even put him to 5. My hand was, because he put me in a spot where it was, I think he gave me 3 memory. In that deck, the way my deck's currently built with 3 memory, I cannot put him to 5. And so that was an issue for me, because I think I ended up going Uko, and then no matter what play that is, at that point, I'm giving him anywhere between 2 and 4 memory. What would I rather give him if I had the choice? I'd rather give him 2 memory, because he's still going to go do the Asuna play regardless, instead of the 4 and like play a Mummymon out or something like that. I gave him 2. I'm pretty sure he said he didn't do. I'm pretty sure he turned 2 OTK me one time. I'm pretty sure one of the times he did the turn 2. Because I just looked at him just like, yeah, I had nothing to do with it. He was like, I guess I'll try, see what happens. And then I'm pretty sure he did the turn 2 on me.
If not 2, at least games. 3.
Yeah. And then because game 1 was a little bit more back and forth. Game 2 was the one that you did the Asuna and pat him on the back, and that was when I was like, I'm cooked. Game 1, I had like 2 turns to try to do something. I just did not see the right pieces at all to deal with anything. And so like I tried, just couldn't do anything with it, and then I got cooked from it. And then round 3, I played against Red Hybrid. I think it was.
Was he not on?
No, it was B break, B
Glowing
break, B
Dawn?
break, B
Yeah.
break. No, yeah, B break. I ended up winning that one 2-1. This is when I learned about like turn two Mallow free, right? For 3, I should say. Because I went turn 1. I evoed a Devi in the back because I put the second one in because no one really cared. I was like, anyone care if I put the second Devi in? Like, nah, go ahead. And I ended up seeing a little more frequently. So I'll go Devi in the back, and then I had it. And he goes, and I play, I think, Tamer. He goes, Geckomon in the back, plays out. He goes E-Pulse, plays out the Tamer, puts the source underneath, and does whatever, right? Past turn. And I think it was the game 1 or 2. I go, you want to see something really cool? Watch this. And I go, raise Devi, play my Erlangmon, pop the Devi, play for 3 because he gave me 3. So I keep turn. I go into BT16 Mallow. I'm like, on play effect. I delete my Tamer, delete your Tamer. He was like, that's not fun. I was like,
Not to watch this.
yeah. And so it was kind of funny because it became a battle of like, shit, if I play my Tamer, I might lose immediately. So it became like a little bit of like who had it type of thing. Like, all right, should I play this Tamer now or wait to play my Tamer? If I wait, then I can't do anything. But if I play it, there's a chance I get popped and so on like that. So it became this funny like mind games in that game. Game 1, he ended up getting me, and then game 2 and 3, because I saw those plays pretty easily, I was able to get it, and then I ended up looping him. I think game 3 because I saw the one of BT25 Mallow, and I was off the races. One game I ended up having EX, where the newest Mallow is called, I forget where set that is. The newest Mallow, which was EX9. EX10, yeah, EX10. I had EX10 Mallow, I had the Venom, I had BT16 Mallow, and I had BT3 Mallow because of the Devi as a free Evo at one point. I was like, look at this cool board. Can you deal with this board state? He was like, not really, but I could probably attack around it. I was like, one of these guys has blocker and retail, so you might want to, hold your horses on that one. If you can't kill it beforehand, he ended up not having enough to deal with it because it was just such a wide board, and he couldn't kill me that turn. And so the following turn, I just dealt with his board state, and then I just won, and so on. So that was that. I'm still in search of needing 2 more Devis. That's why I'm so sad we didn't fire off our locals. And so still on the hunt for 2 more of those bad boys.
Sounds exciting though. Sounds like you really had your finger on the pulse with your Mallow combos. So it's pretty cool that the promo. I mean, the promo helps a lot. So we've seen it work with even at 2. Imagine at 4.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a really interesting deck to contend with yet again. There's definitely a lot of players in our Toy Wiz locals that played Mallow when it first came out. When the support first came out, when the new support came out, and they were just dancing on people's graves like, yeah, it's like, I'm going to do this. Yeah, Taxia. Yeah, try to play against me. Oh no, it's like my Omnimon is going to die and start playing these Tamers back. It's a pretty fun deck. I haven't played it personally, even though I think I would like it, but I'll leave that to you, Dan. You're the purple shenanigan player.
I am the purple shenanigan player.
I played Mallow Loop before it was an actual
before
thing.
It was cool. That was the most hipster thing I've heard you say, Gino.
And it's true though, dude. Dan remembers. I was playing that weird ass Beelzemon. It was Beelzemon and Beelza X top end, and it would just loop you.
It was the Lilith loop with it was the Mummy loop deck. If you remember that.
That deck was so fun.
I don't think I've ever ran into it ever, but it sounds pretty nutty.
It was basically Lilithmon with a couple extra steps because you do the same loop stuff, but obviously you don't have, at the time we didn't have the 3-cost Mallow to really pop off and do stuff. So instead you were just filling your trash and then getting to the point you do like 1-2 checks, and then for game you would go into Beelza X.
Beelza X.
Yep.
Just trash everything.
Yep. It was super fun. I loved playing that deck, but it was like such a heavy cognitive load that I'm like, there's no way I'm playing this at like more than locals. You know what I mean? Like,
You're like 3 rounds is enough. 8 rounds,
right? So I'm sitting here with like 20-minute turns looping, like it's nothing. And I'm just like, there's no way I'm playing this outside of locals.
Just watching your opponent update their LinkedIn, being like, yeah, I just got dusted by whatever the hell this is. Like, hire me for a new role because clearly I'm too dumb for this. Oh man. I guess that brings us up to me. I had a Dragon Eye store regionals this past Saturday in Paramus. They canceled it because their judge was sick, and then maybe less than 20 minutes later, Peter, aka Schmeat,
No. We gotta address him correctly.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. The former North American world champion.
There we go.
Peter Franqui. If we're gonna do the whole,
I didn't say the last name. I wasn't giving the last name. I was just saying Peter.
I'm gonna allow him to get doxxed.
Call him out, dox him.
Yeah. Right. Those watching in the YouTube comments, let me get 20 likes and I'll send you his address.
Someone call the SWAT team.
He volunteered to judge, which thankfully saved the regionals. Unfortunately, we only had 23 players, so we were one shy of first and second getting their invites. Let me just pull up my match record. It's a very nice locals. It's very small. That's why it only capped out at 32 players. It's inside of a mall, so obviously if you got dusted, you can just walk over to the Wetzel Pretzel and just sit there and Wetzel your pretzel.
That's what's great about the Sword in the Stone one. You could go over and get some Cinnabon, and you're big chilling.
I just feel like I'll just be crying over there eating a big Cinnabon, being like, I could have turned to an OTK him, but I decided to Evo instead of playing the stupid card. So Saturday I ran Beelstar again. Originally I was gonna run Taka to basically give people a lesson in Takamikaology, but unfortunately,
ain't no way.
He probably would have done better.
I probably would have done better. I was so locked in my mind with just reading it, and then I opened up my deck box, and I'm like, I left my analog boys at home. Why doesn't no one have them here in this locals? Not even the original rare copy. No one had anything.
If I would have won, you would have had some because I always got Millie on me.
Yeah, you're being like, do you? It's like, have fun. But I ended up playing Beelstar. I went 3-2 because we only had 5 rounds. Unfortunately, my later losses were kind of like, I think they were unavoidable. But one of them was a very fun loss. So round 1, I played against Ryugumon. It was 2-0. Unfortunately, the opponent didn't see anything past his level 4. So it was just Beelstar, chip, swing, chip, and then sit on rune mode if I couldn't finish him off. And he was just like, well, I can't play anything. And then game 2, basically the same thing, but I just dropped 2 rune modes back to back to stop him from essentially paying anything. Very fun interaction. Digimon, very cool. Round 2, I played against the mirror match. I played against Manny. And he was playing Beelstar, but he also had more of a TS top end. So he was playing Kalismon, Dianamon. It was 2-0. Game 1, I outpaced him. I went second. I somehow saw all my pieces. It felt great. Every single time he went to go swing at security, he always saw an option card that just blew up his thing, and he just ends on Tamer, and then I was able to just pop off. Game 2, he saw why I played the Kaiser Leomon in my deck. So I ended up going to 6 because he just kept bulleting my cards coming out. I go for 2, go into Loimon, go into Lady Devi, go to 2, add the source back, draw a card, trigger Asuna, trash the what's it called, Hurricane Screwshot, gain the memory, and then Evo for 3 from my hand for the Beelstar. Proceed to play Redvine trigger, and then proceed to just do one of these with the combos. Beelstar X, very cool, very very fun card. Don't know what you're gonna do without Redvine trigger if and when they hit it. Round 3, I played against the person who ends up taking the whole tournament, Juice. He was playing Red Hybrid. and he was playing an interesting split for his level 6s. He was playing 1 Emperor Greymon, 2 Volcanic Dramon, 1 Metallic Dramon, and I learned firsthand how unfortunate it was to get looped from Volcanic to Metallic into Volcanic in game 1, and under Crimson Blaze. So there was an opportunity for me to game him in game 1. I was under Crimson Blaze, so I couldn't play anything back from the Lady Devimon on the crackback. We were both at 0. It was so intense. That first game took at least 25 to 30 minutes. And then one of my sleeves ripped, and I left my extra sleeves at home. Thankfully, it wasn't anything important that almost gotten damaged. So I literally had to de-sleeve Taka, put the Beelstar deck back into a new set of sleeves. Juice helped me re-sleeve everything. It was great. He didn't have to. He could have just been like, Judge, he's slow playing. Let me get this. But no, he was a real champ. I appreciate him. I always love seeing him at every event. And then we played game 2. Unfortunately, I played the game half for him, where we hit Spirit Evolution out of life. I hit 2 Tamers out of life, and then it was all she wrote from there. He saw every Aldemon on the planet, and then he swagooed on me. He goes, all right, cool, swing at security. He hits a red bind trigger, kills his Digimon. He goes, plays Tamer back, trigger Spirit Evolution, go back into Aldemon. And I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely dead. So that was round 3. Round 4, played against another mirror match. Played Callus and Dianamon as their top end. Unfortunately, I did not see a Beelstar till it was too late. Essentially, I was playing Rookie Rush deck at that point. And every security that he trashed was either a Tamer, Red Bind Trigger, or Hurricane Screw Shot. It was very much in their favor. Game 2, sort of the same thing, except after the mulligan hand, I saw Asuna, Rune Mode.
Ain't no way, dude.
So
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Please, Asuna, draw me 2 cards. Go.
I went first in game 2, so I go play Asuna, put him to 4, pass. I go, all right.
Wait,
my
not
turn.
even 3 cost Asuna?
No, it was the 4 cost Asunas. And I go play Asuna. Let's go my turn. I see Satellamon. I go, all right, cool. Trigger Asuna, pitch Asuna, draw into Shine Greymon Rune Mode. And I'm like, this is not working for me. I'm like, why? I'm like, if this was at least Taka, I wouldn't care that much. I can at least play Erlangmon and just draw 2 cards and pray to God that they're not bricks. And then, he took it, which knocked me out of runnings for top 4. And then last round I played against Beat Break, heavily in my favor. Unfortunately, he got close to killing me in game 1. He did the Habakiri OTK, hits 2 Red Bind triggers out of life, and it was just unfortunate for him. Then game 2, I went full combo, Beelstar X. Just saw 3 Red Bind triggers back to back on the Evo, so I was able to I went Evo into Beelstar, draw Red Bind trigger, activate Red Bind trigger, tuck underneath, Evo into Beelstar X, draw Red Bind trigger, activate Red Bind trigger, and then just swing, do the things. And I ended up top 8. Like I mentioned earlier, they only gave the invite to only first place, so Juice took it with Red Hybrid. Unfortunately, my boy Kevin, may he rest in peace, he got second place, and we were 1 person off from him getting his invite. So as we speak, at the recording of this podcast, he is booking his flight to California for the next regional he can get into. Yeah, California, baby. I think it's
regional in California.
Yeah, I believe it is in
like a store regional or like a big regional.
No. It's an actual regional.
Okay.
Oh,
flying for a 23-man.
That was another 20. If it was a 23-man, I think he would probably, and I mean this with all faith in my heart, he would be just going to donate $500 to that locals with flight, stay, potentially all the Cinnabon he can eat. But I love that. I love that guy. He's our Beelstar guru, and unfortunately, I can't manifest the same level of skill he can. So obviously, I may just retire Beelstar and just work on another deck. Maybe I just move over to Taka and just try to fine tune that for the format. But let's see, these decks can 2-turn OTK, I can 3-turn OTK, and it's not going to be the same playing field.
Gino, we just got to be there. We need to go to a store regional, participate, and make sure we help Lewis get his invite. That's what it sounds like we need to do.
Nah, Gino's going to make me work for it. He's like, I'm going to take this one, and this is going to be a grim reminder why you should be playing this game better.
Volcanus
Judge.
for 7. Suffer.
No, it's going to be like, Judge, I took this 2-0. And I'm just there just looking at him like...
And he played slow.
Yeah, and he played slow. And he had to re-sleeve his deck because he damaged his cards. As I know in my heart, you were the one who shuffled my deck like this and basically turned it into nothing.
Yo, though, let me see that Takamika list later.
Yeah, I'll show up for the next what's called locals I'm going to be playing, and I'm definitely going to be bringing in Taka and giving everybody a grim reminder as to why that deck got hit as much as it did.
I miss Seekers, dude. I think Seekers was such a cool series. Like,
yeah.
I know nobody loved reading it, but I did. And there's so much cool stuff in Seekers.
I'm hoping it should have been an anime or something else.
Or at least a game. If it was a game, it would have been like at least gotten something. Not like Digimon Survive. Because Digimon Survive, even though it was a game, it only got promos as cards for those traits.
Yeah, I'd love to see a Survive like set, especially with that Falcomon. Like, I really like that design of Falcomon.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, with all the support,
we
like
have that design of Falcomon in the game. It was like a old BT3, BT4 yellow card.
I think that's the original Falcomon design. Like, I think the one for Data Squad is like a redesign, the way they did for like Agumon and all that.
Pretty sure too.
But on the same note, like, all these champion sets for nationals, it's just been like Luga support or just the Luga reprint cards in higher rarity. Like, I got that whole deck flexed out. I'm just missing the one champion, the one store regional, the one regional Lugarmon and 2 of the top 4 Takamikas, which I will get one day because I do want them. But I'm also missing one of these Lugumons from last season's first place.
Oh, I have those.
I need one more to be my playable set. I think that's basically it, unless I want to go all in for the dual color Ephemeral Lugumon that got hit to 1. And the 2 Kazuchimons that are also for the top 4 for last season's thing.
We need to talk about something. Sorry, Lewis. What is this man Gino been cheesing at this whole time while we've been talking? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Thinking about the satisfaction of playing Take Mikazuchi again.
Yes.
I miss it.
I do too. It was definitely a feeling. I remember one locals where I arrived a little late due to work holding me hostage, and I showed up 15 minutes late. My opponent got the game 1 win in our round 1, and then I proceeded to just 2-0 him with full combo Takamika. And he's like, that deck is unfair, deserves to get a hit. And I'm like, it does, but not yet. And then lo and behold, I was wrong, and they hit my level 6, which was the right call for that deck. They're like, oh, they should hit the Baumon egg. And I'm like, it's not going to do anything. It's the level 6 that can call the Kazuchi from trash and then DNA. Like, I know this deck, guys. Like, they have to hit that. And Bandai took the proper approach in hitting the Cerberus X, which actually enabled the deck a little bit, but it just wasn't good enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, I miss playing it. I miss hitting the turn 2. You can't do nothing. Snap memory back.
The turn 2, hi-ya!
I don't miss it at all.
Don't worry, Dan. I'll bring it back.
I made Dan and Varney very angry several tournaments with that.
Man, that's why I love you, Gino. Like we understand each other. Seekers. Like, we should let Bandai... Yo, Bandai, if you're listening to this, please give us a sequel series where Code Cracker gets something else. Ephemeral Luga 2, Electric Boogaloo. Like, hear me out.
I want Digipolice to be a real thing, because Brigadramon is my guy.
Everybody loves a giant cargo-sized killing machine.
War Greymon, but with a minigun and a jetpack.
Basically what it is.
Yeah, one day we'll get something. I feel like Seekers will get something down the line, or we'll eventually get an anime an anime, please. Give me my anime.
I highly doubt it, dude.
I
I don't
know,
think
I
so.
know.
I
We
need
got
I'm coping OD. I'm coping OD. Don't
listen.
worry about
We
it.
got the Crossroads Witch 2 chapters thing, and that's probably the best we're getting.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have more Luga support, but I'll just make do with what I have. And if they give me some crumbs of Seeker support, I'll try to make it work.
Hey,
They'll
Zombie
give Seeker
Pluto.
support, like
Zombie Pluto is probably going to be all Dark Animal.
Yeah.
in the card game, it'll probably be, you know, future Fenrir support, but I'm talking about like an actual like anime for Seekers or anything like that. I think that ship sailed. We ain't getting nothing for that.
Yeah. Give me a light novel. I'll settle for a light novel. At least that's some sort of media that I can see and not just imagine in my mind as I read the Seeker's light novel.
Anyways, we're going to talk about our main topic of the day today. Brought to you by DGU, brought to you by sleeved.gg. We got EX12 definitive tier list by your boys from the pod, obviously. We got EX12 tier list. We're going to talk about all the good decks that's there, as you can see. Basically, this tier list is going to be based off of BT25. At least the things that are like relevant in BT25. We took out a lot of like the crappy decks that no one's going to care about as much, and put in the EX12 decks. And then on top of that, the new promos. As you can see, we have Mallow here talking about, and a couple other decks we're going to be talking about when it comes to this tier list. First off, I don't know why we got Ryugumon as the first deck to talk about. Gino, as the local Agumon guy, where does this homie go?
Low key, I think Reboot is a pretty strong deck. And
it crashed. I hate this man's app. Psych.
Thank you, Sleeve. Very cool.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're just
talking about fix this.
Yep. So I think Reboot is better than people give it credit for. But I also don't think it's that good. I think. Do you still have the? Oh
no, we're good. We're
good.
There you go. We're good.
Right. All right. So I think Reboot is probably at the bottom of Rogue. I think it can still do stuff. I think being able to have a 20k blocker body that's immune to Digimon effects every turn while also having Sec +1 unsuspend is like pretty decent. It's very efficient. The big problem is that it plays somewhat like a DNA deck where you kind of want to find multiple copies so that you can climb up as efficiently as possible. But Bandai finally did us a solid and gave us Atmon level 5s that Evo for 3 instead of 4. So that's pretty cool. I think it's better than people give it credit for. I think you really have to see God to do well with it, though. Like, you probably have to be playing red card so that you don't just get option card, dual carded Beelstar out of nowhere. But if you can find like a copy of red card and hold on Reboot for a turn, I think you're in a decent shape. I think this is far and away the best Atmon deck, and I think it still has it in it, but it's definitely like bottom of Rogue. I do think it's a little bit better than locals. Like, I feel like you can. I mean, how many store regionals have we played where everyone's like, "Oh yeah, for round 1 I played against Reboot." Like, people think this deck can do it. So like, I say, let it give it a chance.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, I agree. I would put Ryugumon in the Rogue tier. It's probably not just probably, it is the best Atmon deck so far. Having the ability to get Digimon immunity, like Gino, pretty sure Gino said. I kind of was trying to fix the screen, so I wasn't paying attention as much. Plus, people are running red card or the white option as well to give it the option protection, so you just have a full immune ass Ryugumon at times. I think it's pretty cool. But at the end of the day, it's an Atmon deck, and Atmon decks are never overly competitive. Before we get like the EX12 stuff, we're going to talk about the other stuff.
Real quick, before we move on, I just want to say this real quick. As someone who has consumed all Atmon media, the manga, the video game, the anime, there like aren't more Atmon. Like, literally, the Atmon that we don't have in the card game right now are like mostly rookie level guys, with the exception of like Dantemon. So like I feel like
Dantemon.
I feel like Bandai has like one more Atmon deck in them, and then I'm not sure what they're gonna do. Atmon does do that thing that like Digimon World does, where like it's the same Digimon but like a color swap, like a palette swap, like very slight differences. But beyond that, I'm not sure how Bandai is going to continue to make Atmon decks going forward. So hoping for a Dantemon deck, and hopefully it'll be even better than Reboot, but guess we'll see.
Agreed. Next deck we're going to talk about is Angel Loop deck. Fellas, where do we think we're going to put this? It's a little weird, right? Because if when you play it and you see someone pop off, you're like, this is the greatest thing ever since sliced bread. But then, like, if you look at the results are more like here. Because you need to see every single thing. Can you see every single thing in like a 7 to 9 round tournament? I guess not as good as you would think for this deck, for as consistent as the deck can be. So I don't know. Where do you think Angel Loop goes?
I think Angels is like, I think it's definitely a best of one deck. Like that's why we see it pop off over in Japan. Asking to pop off really hard every single game twice, at least 2 times a game is kind of a big ask. And I think the big thing that you need to ask yourself when we're talking about our tier list, because remember we set them up meta defining and competitive, is are people editing their decks, or do they feel like they need to edit their decks to compete with Angels? And I feel like the answer is no, and for that reason I put it at top of competitive. What do you guys think?
I think it's competitive, honestly, because in most of these store regionals, I haven't seen any Angel deck, solidify like an actual win. In an actual regional environment, it's just a lot of Beelstar. It's a lot of Red Hybrid. It's a lot of decks that just don't care, and they just get put in a position where like, oh, like you're cool, you put yourself to 0, great. Let me just go in and just swing at you if you couldn't close off. But it's still a very strong deck, just not entirely meta defining as a lot of people thought it was going to be.
I feel like maybe the good players, like the really good players, don't believe in this deck and they're not piloting it. And I think almost like this deck is waiting for that 1 or 2 like really good pilot to take it and like really push it. I don't know. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, it's definitely possible because it feels like they're all on the Beelstar train instead. I think because Beelstar probably has more consistency than Shack Loop does. Just because you have like the Asunas. You're running Asunas the other one, but like Asunas plus like the rookies plus like everything about the deck is so free sometimes. It's just like the pop off is just crazy. And technically, you don't need two champions to DNA to ultimate, stuff like that. So that kind of like helps with your combos as well. And realistically, Angel Loop is a very fragile deck. It's glass ceiling to the maximum. You got no real defense. If you pass turn and you don't OTK them, you're just dead in the water, it feels like. Because like the effects that you have from like the Shack all turns is like, it's there, but really not there. Like really most decks don't really care enough about it. And so you just kind of just fall and then clear your board. You got no comeback at that point. So you have to win that turn you pop off.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And like the big problem with that is that as we will find out soon, or at least prior to EX12, the 2 best decks in the format are Beelstar, which just shoots that 1 chip damage you tried to do, or Glowing Dawn, which steals memory and thus slows down your pop off turn. So like that's where I'm at with it.
Yep. So I agree for sure on that. Next we got is Rocks. It's kind of crazy to say because this was like the OG like turn 2-3 OTK deck right here, and now it's kind of falling off to the side. Mind you, this is a deck that you have to fear if they flip over the egg and you see that goddamn Tumbleon. So you still gotta watch out for it, but it's just not as what's it called? people aren't playing as much, or it's not as represented. So I want to say it's more on the rogue side of today's game, especially EX12 moving forward. What do you fellas think about this one? Lewis, what do you think about Magnetic?
Definitely Rogue. There's just a lot of decks that just does what he does better. Unfortunately, Takutoumon just can't really, allow you to steal as much memory efficiently. Like it does have to be stripped. If for whatever reason you just don't see your lines of play like very consistently, you'll just get fried by the faster decks. There's too many turn 2 OTKs, too many turn 2 setting up like uninteractable boards. And if you do interact with them, that's great. Like you're just gonna get fried anyway with things like TS Megazoo, TS, Slapbox, and things like Volcanus coming out. Like, you can't really afford to put a body out, not contend with your opponent's board, and then all of a sudden Volcanus just comes and just swings at you with a giant hammer of justice. Like it's a hammer of justice, all right, because it really teaches you, to value your cards over the other person's cards. The justice is learning that, you maybe shouldn't have pushed that dude up before you can kill me. And, Rocks gives up too much memory to set up their boards. Like they have to set up the tamer, they need to set up the guy. If like they're, what's the thing called? The level 4. I'm forgetting the name.
Landra?
If they try to set up a Landramon on Evo moving up, or if even they push Ukomon, like great, they put one of the rocks in the graveyard, but they're also contending with a lot more battle options now in the form of TS with with Volcanus and all of like the de-evoing. Like they get fried by de-evoing. Even if they run into the Veilstar, like, oh good, you hit me for 3. Well, the first check was one of my 2 things that can kill you. Like, now what are you gonna do? Oh, I'm just gonna hard play a tamer, pass you on 3, and pray I don't get killed. All right, cool. TS Tamer gain a memory, TS Tamer gain a memory, or TS Tamer play a dude. There's just so much that the Rock deck can't really contend with. But if you don't know what it does, I think it's a strong rogue deck.
Here's another thing we didn't mention either. We have a deck coming out called TVs where Amaterasumon can just bomb deck their eggs as well, or bomb deck where they fear most on their effects. And so that 100% affects what Nezhamon is doing as well when it comes to their game plan.
Ooh,
yeah. It's tough out here for Rocks right now. Like there's so much Digivolve and Bounce that's like baked into the really good decks right now that it's like
stops fragment.
You need to like lean into Icemon, and then if you're leaning into Icemon, you lose a ton of consistency because you would really rather see promo Landra. So
correct.
We've talked about Rocks many times, and it's just it's gonna, I think, forever stay like pretty good, but it's not getting better.
So is this considered a locals deck or rogue? I think that's the real question.
I think
it's still a rogue deck.
We can edit it later, but it's definitely feeling rogue locals. But you just I don't know. We'll see by the end. Next we got Crossheart locals. Honest to God, I want to take this off the tier list, but they're like, hey, it still came out somewhat recently because we took out a lot of decks that weren't relevant. Cross can do cool things like. But in this meta, no one cares about what Cross does. That one homie in Brazil got that 1 win, and that's all we saw after that, honest to God. You gotta set up your bunch of tamers. You gotta hope to God you find all your pieces. You gotta do A, B, and C. You need to run a rocket, fire rocket?
Yep.
To do 2 checks, unspent 2 checks, and then hope you have the closeout. I don't know. I think it's just way too much stuff that you need to hope for, and in a format where we have decks that can easily pop things and suspend things and just do so much to interact, I think it's just irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, I could make an argument for Rogue. Like it's still popping up here and there, but like at the same time, with all the new stuff coming out, people get shiny new card syndrome. Like people are just not going to be playing Cross, I don't think.
No. Yep. They needed a whole new wave of cross support, which will eventually happen if they decide to do another heroes like support, blanket support for the decks, which is inevitable.
I mean, they're still missing quite a bit, like just cross Digimon, so like they can get there Well, like Shaomon cross whatever nonsense. There's still quite
I
a,
need
quite a few
cross
left. We haven't
4
seen.
Knight, where he crosses with
Yeah.
Nightmon. He gets a cool sword and shield. That's sick.
Listen. It could happen, but you stay in locals, buddy. Scary,
Yeah,
but you're
yeah.
in locals.
Next we got is Gabumon. Gabumon, as we know, we got support 8001, but that's all we've seen. Locals.
I argue it's even
Unfortunately.
worse than Shoutmon right now. Like, what's
Ooh,
Gallantmon
I
doing?
don't know about that one.
Nothing. It's not doing nothing.
Yeah, you're dealing with bounce, Devo, things that just don't proc your on deletions. And if you do delete the Growlmon X, like, okay, cool, you just pushed out a rookie. Okay, you draw 2 cards. Or, hey, you just gained a memory out of nowhere. I don't care about that. I can just drop Runemo, drop Neptunemon, drop Venusmon, drop, Volcanusmon, because you put a dude out. I'm like, oh, that's a Digimon? Great. Let me just slap that on. It's just not doing as much. It's a cool deck. It got support, but it's just that. It's just cool deck. I played one at the 3v3. It did cool things, but just Beelstar just sent him packing, even though he procced Growl X like 4 times on me. And I was like, all right, let me just do my combo. You don't have a blocker? Cool. Let me just kill you right now. Can you interact with this? No. Okay, cool. I'm just going to kill you right now.
Yeah, correct. Ain't not much to talk about it, honestly. Next we got is Millenniumon, my goat. I think this is still a competitive deck, even with TB running around that can potentially bomb deck things just like Medusa. Millenniumon is one of those decks that just don't care about anything. As long as you're a good player. If you're a bad player, you're going to get cooked because you're going to trash your things when you don't want, when you shouldn't. Especially in a format where we have 2 decks that can potentially bomb deck your cards. I think it will still be all right. I think it'll still be competitive. You have so much draw in the deck. You have so many things. And then once you get the loop going, GG's no really. Plus, you have Tamer removal. You have spot removal. You have Digivolve. You have pseudo rush, technically, with the DNA. Or unless you're running like Rush Chimera, stuff like that. You're able to, put
affect the graveyard.
Put your opponent's trash top of their deck as well and make them brick. You do a lot of cool things. As you can see, even in this format in BT25, we still saw a topping. It's still a competitive deck. You have to fear this if you see it. This is not a deck that's not going anywhere anytime soon. And God forbid, if BT26 gives this deck more support, you'll still see it running around. And anyone's asking why, is a chance of a TS Millenniumon? Who knows? Future reference. Still a really good deck.
Millenniumon did carry me through Time Strangers, so it's definitely possible.
Same. Yeah, buddy. That boy is broken in that
unlimited
game.
Time
unlimited.
That sucker.
Crack.
You hit that sucker with Heat Viper, and you're just going.
Facts, dude. Facts.
Definitely. Yo, TS Millenniumon, yo, Bandai. Don't release it for Dan yet. Make it a promo. Make it hard for him to get.
That's fine. I don't care. I'm still getting my 4s of it.
I mean, you got the 4 promos from me for
sure.
From what's it called?
I got like 6
promo.
from you.
Mm-hmm. My man said, "I
great
want
investment.
all of them."
Great investment on my part, I think. But anyways, yeah. So not much to talk about, just because we've talked about Millennium for so long on this pod, especially from me in so much detail. So next deck we got is Red Hybrid. Cool thing about Red Hybrid, they can use the Nezhamon that's coming out EX12, and people think that might be a real strategy for them. I still think it's a rogue deck. What do y'all think?
I think it's competitive. I think it's bottom of competitive. Like, Red Hybrid is still going to do Red Hybrid things. It's still going to punch you super fast. It can set up annoying floodgates. It uses whatever good level 6 top end as the top end. Like, I don't know. I think sometimes Red Hybrid just opens cracked and it just punches you, and you just sit there and you take it. Like, I don't know.
I think it's probably a little bit higher on the competitive end. Maybe not the most top end part of competitive. It's a very strong deck. It punishes you if you play their tamers out for them, but that's basically any deck. But they just capitalize more off of the excessive memory gain that they get off the triple tamers. If you unfortunately hit 2 of them and they just have enough bodies to load, The additional hand draw sped up the card. The new Aldemon resolved the issues that the deck had, which was, oh, I have to die in order to play a Tamer out. No, I could do it at end of attack or on deletion. The drawing, the fact that the thing has rush. There's just so much that the decks, toolbox have at just a level 5. Like I mentioned earlier, the fact that they could run Metallicdramon and Volcanicdramon and still do red hybrid things makes a deck incredibly annoying against decks that need to evo or need to resolve their battle and to not get de-evolved or not get blown up when it comes out. It's definitely a very pilot dependent deck. It's not just as brainless as raise up hybrid, swing, pray to God I can just do my thing. But that's just my take on it from just seeing it from all the store champions that I've been to. But as far as like the larger scope of the deck, I think it's just a strong competitive deck, maybe not meta defining.
Bottom of competitive. That's where I am with it right now.
Dan, you're the tiebreaker. Where is it?
Bottom
Middle or hot? Bottom of competitive? Okay.
I think it's more rogue, but
you think it's more rogue? Interesting.
Yeah.
You just haven't had the brakes beaten off you by it. You ain't seen it.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. My fault. I go Moon Millie and kill the tamer and say, all right, deuces.
Look at me. I have a Digimon like a pop tamers.
Anytime I played against Red Hybrid since it got new support, it was always with Millie. And it was always like that aspect. It was like, all right, I saw Moon, I just win. The only time I did lose to it was because they had double floodgate out on me, which was the Gatsu plus the Solar. And I just had no Deltamons to deal with it. I had no Deltas to deal with it. So like that was the only time I had like an L2, but that's because of the floodgate rookie side, not just because of the deck. But I don't know. I do know obviously they do a lot of cool things with top end nowadays. And then the Nezhamon that gives the extra probably push.
Engage.
Maybe it will be more on the competitive side because of the Nezhamon, not because of what it was prior.
We shall see.
We will. Next we got is Alter S. This is obviously, combo shenanigans. You see a 2 of each line, you pop off, and then you win. I don't know. This deck is so funky to me because people, 8001 happened, and people became afraid of this deck. It was like, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then BT25 happened, and people in the very beginning, people were still scared of this deck. It was like, yo, this is still a problem ass deck. And then BT25 happened, and then it just kind of like when you I don't know. This deck is one of those decks where if you see everything, you just auto win. If you see nothing because you're missing a line of it, you just kind of cooked in the sand. What do you fellas think? I feel like it's probably gonna be on the rogue side, just with everything else gonna be popping up, and obviously EX11 new shiny syndrome, EX12 I should say, and I don't know, I just don't think people are gonna run this as much.
Omnimon Alter S is a deck with competitive power level with locals results. Like
facts.
For that reason, I think it's rogue. Yes, it has a bunch of really powerful plays, like Dan said. The big problem is that so you go into your 2/6s, they give you Digimon immunity. Now that we have options running around and dual cards and all that stuff, that don't mean shit anymore. Pardon my français. But like, I think it's a rogue deck. I think it's, like I said, when it pops off, it's competitive power level, but it's the rest of the decks are getting stronger around it, and that is not a good thing for it.
Yeah. There's just stronger. The fact that there's turn 2 actual OTK decks without having to set up as much as Omnimon means that it just loses power. And like Gino said, Digimon immunity, very cool. But I can blow you up with a battle option, or I can just blow you up with just me just playing the game. Beelstar exists. Beelstar checks Alter S very hard, just because you won't be able to go into it. And oh great, you hit me for 2 checks, or you hit me for 1 check, or hit me for 3 checks. Doesn't matter. Guess what? I'm playing 2 tamers and some banana pudding, and I'm gonna kill you on the next turn if you can't finish your plate.
For sure. Plus dual cards, and obviously that affects the blitz immunity. Omnimon itself does not care about anything you do, obviously, but like if you just don't see if you only see one of it, or you only see pieces of it, you just don't do the full combo, you just don't win.
Yeah,
That's why I say it's
much.
definitely more on the rogue side nowadays. Next, we'll go to the next thing is this Homeros is representative of Megazoo TS decks. Obviously BT24 became super famous, popular, got popularized in Nats and whatnot, for winning or top two, whatever it was, and then it kept going. It kind of fell off like the Megazoo style deck of TS because we got other TS focused decks. I think it's still a competitive deck that can still do things. I just don't feel. I feel like we just don't see it as often anymore. Or am I tripping?
I think it's probably more middle of competitive. It just still does TS things. The fact that they Megazoo out their cards means that they can't be de-evoed, and by the time that they're setting up their Megazoo cards, they probably have Venusmon, they probably have Minervamon to basically play back dudes, play back tamers, just all the memory gain that they get, all the hand advantage that they can get, and the pseudo like board protection that they get just from the cards just makes the deck strong in any environment. It's also one of those very pilot dependent decks. Not meta defining, but it does take someone with a couple brain cells to know which TS to play at right time against specific decks.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's somewhere in competitive. It is falling off a little. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we say it's in rogue tier by the end of the format, but at the same time, it's going to ramp back up come BT26. So
BT26.
I think competitive is probably fine for it for now. A lot of people are not on it because there's new shiny TS stuff to play, but we'll see. I kind of thought that we would see this deck like more, and then like people playing like Diana, maybe like a copy of Bacchus, or like, you know what I mean? But not really. So we'll see.
At most it's Dianamon because she's pretty good against those tower decks, which is another reason why Alterest can't really roam around and do stuff. Like, you'll just strip 4 sources and guess what they're not getting? Draw power, memory gain, inheritable effects. And the same thing goes for a lot of decks. So definitely competitive.
Next deck.
Yeah, sorry, I was just responding because I realized I goofed on my Ulti Cup Rising. Anyways, Data Squad. Data Squad's locals. Unfortunately, this deck is incomplete, feels like right now, and we're just missing stuff. And whatnot. So really not much to talk about. Like, you could do cool things if you have the pop off, but besides that, yeah,
pretty much.
If we have BT26 waiting room, that's where it would be, because I think the new stuff will help.
It'd be
rogue. I'm looking forward to talking about this deck in ad nauseum, but not yet.
Yeah.
Burst mode, Mirage Gagumon burst mode. Let's hear it for the boy.
Rosemon too. That Rose burst looks good.
For sure. Next we got is Puppets. Puppets got huge new support in EX12. Gino is our Puppet guy. What do you think? Does the new support help the deck, or is just more of a more regular Shambala support?
I'll be honest, I don't know if you use these puppet cards in your Centralmon body U deck. I think some of them you could, but at the end of the day, this deck is still very fast. It still does not care about anything you do while Nyaromon is a thing. Like, people are still going to go Rookie in the Back Emblem and then kill you, because they get to do 4 checks and then drop Ragnarlord Ace or whatever. Like, I think this Kaguyamon could be an interesting, like, secondary, like some more defense. Blocker plus retail is pretty interesting. Like, maybe this replaces the other Kaguya. I'm not sure, because it's like a solid card. The other
rookie is a trash one draw too, though.
The rookie's not bad as well. The rookie is also the other piece. So I'm thinking maybe Kaguya, maybe Hanimon. I don't know if Kokeshi's nice because it has an on play, but like, I don't know. Either way, I think this deck is still somewhere in competitive with or without this support. So That's where I am with it. I don't think this support is going to push it to an even higher place, is what I'm trying to say.
Got you.
Bottom of competitive you are.
I'd say it's better than Red Hybrid.
Damn.
I'll
Slightly
agree.
higher in competitive.
The only thing is, not saying it's an auto loss to Millie, but it's a pretty it's not the best matchup for puppets.
Millie's going to start dropping off though, I think, because as it kind of already has, because people are like, oh shit, the meta's too fast. Like I can't play Millie right now. You absolutely can, but people think they can.
Potential.
So
Time to go to the damn boot camp of Millie.
Yeah, for sure. Next we got is Nezhamon representing the Chaosmon deck, XL deck. Locals.
You are Rogue. I think Rogue. Really?
I think this
Why
is
not
locals.
Rogue?
I think this is a locals deck.
Yeah,
It has zero results anywhere. It's done nothing. B, it just asks for way too much. Like one or two good, like you need to see everything for this deck to like pop off for you. And I don't think that's happening consistently enough.
Okay.
That's what
take
I think.
It that way. Yeah, I mean, once you put it that way, yeah, I think it's still it's a piece reliant deck. You definitely need a lot of setup for it and praying that you see your promo chaos at the right time on top of the chaos singularity card. Yeah, it's just too many. It's too piece reliant.
Plus,
bottom of locals here.
You need to have like you need to make sure you have the correct inherits. Like if you don't have barrier on your guy, guess what? We just raid over you. Like there's a lot of things that can go wrong with that Chaosmon deck more often than they go right, in my opinion.
All right, I'll take that. I'll be wrong here.
Agreed.
Locals it is.
I agree with that. Yeah, it just takes too much, in my opinion, to run, and I don't know. It's just support is not fully there, in my opinion, for you to like have a consistent pop off like that.
Agreed.
But if you get there, you get there, and you know. But that's like any deck in today's game feels like. Next is Bear Bros. Bear Brothers Marsmon plus Chaos is a really cool deck. I feel like it's competitive in BT25. I don't know if it's still gonna be competitive in BT26. I'm gonna be honest.
You don't think so? A Chaosmon just like really hard checks like a lot of decks. Like that's the main reason why this deck is so good, because it can climb into Callus for free. You get your 2 checks, unsuspend, and now I dare you to do anything by effect. Like,
so
I think it's still a competitive deck.
Here is
like,
my.
Do we really think EX12 is going to shake up this meta that hard? Go ahead.
Yes.
Let's hear you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
100%.
Okay.
Metal Empire has a card called Machinedramon that says, I don't care about your Digivolve. They also have a card that says, all right, you forced me to battle. Great. I died. I'll get to DNA and just pop off. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll just Digivolve and pop yours and don't care. And that's like my thought process on that. And then you have TB that just don't care either, I don't think, when it comes to what Chaosmon's going to be doing as much. Because cool, you delete something, great. We're gonna pop this option. We're gonna play another 6 for free, and then I'm gonna do cool things. And then SW, who's just a straight aggro ass, I'm gonna get you before you pop off. And even if you get to the Callus, it just doesn't feel like it's not gonna be as relevant to those decks at least. And then Virus Buster's kind of just doing this thing as well. I think it feels like. It feels like, based off, you know, vibes and reading and everything about what they do, and little testing here and there. And so I don't know. That's why I feel like it might fall off a little on the competitive side.
Honestly, I'll be fine to be wrong with this one. If you want to lower it, that's fine. But I think it's still a strong deck. I think
at the moment it's competitive. At the moment it's competitive. It has had its regional tops. Like there was one where it has results in comparison to, you know, some other decks like Red Hybrid doesn't have as much results, but you know, right. I would think it's higher than Red Hybrid, but maybe a little below, definitely below Syndrilla. Well, has Syndrilla topped lately?
I saw a couple of puppet tops. I think maybe.
I think we should put it above
Maybe
Syndrilla.
not.
Let's put it
Yeah,
above Syndrilla,
maybe.
but below TS Megazoo.
Sure.
Marsmon does Marsmon things. Come on, come fight me. Oh, you're not
Marsmon
ready
is good
to
card.
decay me?
I
You're
will
not ready
say
to
though,
fight me?
like
Cool.
the deck can be aggro. It has a pseudo control with the cows, and then you just go boom, instant like aggro, which is always really cool. I enjoy the deck. It doesn't like me, but I enjoy playing it.
Marsmon's real best friend is Volcanismon. If you know, you know.
Agreed.
All right.
Volcanus will be popping up very, very soon on wherever Volcanus is on here. Speaking of, we'll just talk about right now. Volcanus.
Competitive.
My boy, this is a competitive deck, man. This
I know.
Definitely above the Megazoo because a lot of people love this deck. Gino is a connoisseur of Volcanismon, but definitely is stronger than the other competitive decks right now.
Yeah, Volcanismon kind of came out of nowhere and surprised everyone with its power level. Reading the cards doesn't necessarily always explain the card. You got to put them together and see how they work together to really see the power of them. I don't know if it's better than Angels. Maybe results-wise, it's better than Angels. But yeah, Volcanismon doesn't care a lot about what your opponent is doing because in order for your opponent to play the game, they have to play into your win con. Like they have to put bodies on the board for you to interact with and do stuff. And like 90% of decks right now are not doing like the BT9 raise my single stack and OTKU thing. Like that's the thing that Volcanus struggles into. Like a Central deck, for example. But like 90% of other decks are not killing you on one turn. They're interacting with your board. They're setting up because they want to get their effects off. And then Volcanismon comes down for 7 and eats your whole board, does everything, sets up a blocker that you have to remove 3 times. Like, Volcanismon go crazy. It has the big benefit of being able to play like a third of its deck being options. And so now security is like really, really scary. I'm going to hit an option. I'm going to hit a tamer that they really want. Like, Volcanismon is my boy, and I think he is still competitive come the following format, and I am going to hope to prove that.
Yeah, the one thing about Volcanus and why I think for at least the rest of this year will always be competitive because no matter what, your opponent does something great. I had this instant boss monster you have to deal with, and it's very sticky. It's hard to deal with. Plus, you have the Volk plus Marsmon OTK combo. You put them at 4 with a chip damage, and then you go, you did something, but you didn't kill me. Psych, we're going to drop this Volk. We're going to go swing 3 checks, wherever it is. And then you're going to go end a turn, Dan and Cannon, play your factory, plays Marsmon. Marsmon battles something, swing game, right?
It's all about cool that. It's all about that Omega factor.
Yo, this clown.
The Omega factor.
This
Omega
clown.
arms.
Omega arms.
Yeah, facts. Really, really cool what you can do with this deck. Definitely, all jokes aside, I think it might be like close to bottom meta defining. That's how strong I feel like it has been BT25. But with, you know, EX, if you're going to go by like BT25, I think BT25 showing is quite meta defining. Like you're seeing multiple tops at once, and then it's winning. Still regionals at least 2. I don't know. I think it's something to be talked about for sure. Being higher
at the very least, it's a competitive deck. So
yeah, and 26 may give it some more cool stuff.
Yeah. Next on this list we got Vortexdramon.
Vortexdramon
was a giant. was a giant boss monster we got in EX11 for Shoto, the homie, the pro tag from the manga. I mean the web comic. But with today's game, dual cards are a thing. Beelstar is a deck. Yeah.
Every deck and your mother has a way to stun Vortexdramon out for a turn. Like Vortex doesn't push enough damage to like be actually threatening a lot of the time. So like it is a card that reads insane and just does not live up to the hype. And Bandai said, we're going to give you this card to like really care about, like really worry about, and then we're going to immediately print you the answer to it. So
yep.
Like, thank you Beelstar dual card, very cool.
Yep.
Oh, thank you Volcanus support, very cool too.
I think there's a world where it could still top, but I think
Not right now.
locals is where it belongs.
Maybe the LM Safagamon will help the deck in some way, but we all know in our heart of hearts that's going to go to Green Ranger.
Hey, EX13 waiting room at that point, right?
Yeah, definitely EX13 waiting room.
Next, we got Galacticmon. Galacticmon just got a new promo and the new emblem that is broken. This is part of the reason why I think Red Hybrid is going to drop down as well. You have a way faster time to get into that Destro and set up. You have a way faster time to get into that Galactic now. Galactic is topping currently in BT25 meta, where people think the deck is too slow, it's too that, too this. And what it's doing is just topping. And now we got a promo that says, I go faster. So, a lot faster.
That's a really good emblem. If you guys haven't read this emblem, I just want to make you guys aware of that. It is not like when you play a tamer. It is not when your tamer suspends. It is when a Vemmon is put in source. Like, that's what Galacticmon does. Like, getting that 3 reduction is going to be huge, because a lot of the time, sometimes the answer to your opponent's board is Snatch for 2, Destro for 1, and now, man, I guess I'm going into Galactic for 6. Well, you tap Xeno, you revealed a Vemmon, you put that under, trigger emblem, now you go into Galactic for 3. That's huge. That's really huge. Galactic is already, like, pretty decent. I would say it's either top of Rogue or maybe bottom of competitive, if we're lucky.
Oh no, sleep crashed.
Hopefully it kept our stuff. Okay, we're good.
Imagine if it just added random decks into the chart.
That would be funny.
I feel like it changed.
Wouldn't it be funny to talk about, like, Edamon?
Why Edamon was top competitive.
Hey, EX13 Edamon waiting room. We're waiting.
Oh,
but anyways, yo, low key, I think Galacticmon is gonna be a competitive deck. I think it's gonna push out anything that's heavy tamer relying, like Red Hybrid. Obviously, Beat Break was still gonna do Beat Break thing because it's a fast ass deck. But
it may check
gonna be a problem. Like, it's gonna slow down those decks a lot more because it's gonna be way more prevalent in the format. I think
it's gonna definitely check Beelstar once it becomes more represented. You know, blowing up the 4-cost Asuna is definitely gonna hurt the deck a lot, and even the 3-cost Asuna. But you know, we gotta see. We gotta see what the pilots are.
Same with Volk too. I'm a little worried about, because Dan and Cannon is so integral to Volk's game plan. I think you have to completely change the way you play the deck into Galactic if you're playing Volcanus, but that's neither here nor there. That remains to be seen.
Time to test play.
For sure. We're going to talk about the last promo that I think we think is going to be relevant. We have one more actually technically with Arcturus for Seriousmon, but the other one is Mallow My Othersmon. We'll just talk about the last real promo, because the other promos are cool, but I don't think it's going to do that much for anybody in my opinion, so we'll see. It got to Devimon as I talked about earlier. Devimon allows you to go turn to Mallow and board control. I don't know if it's going to be enough for you to be in the competitive side just yet, unless someone breaks something. I mean, I got to see more once I have 4 of it in my deck, and then go from there. But I'm gonna stick with the rogue side now. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with the rogue side of it for now because of everything that's in the format. But being able to go early, this is probably the fastest tamer removal in the game now. Like, you go turn 2 no problem into the Mallow to pop a tamer potentially is very tide turning for immediately, right? Like, you gonna move up and down the scale so fast. Being able to do that, it slows down so many decks, like we talked about earlier. Like, it completely shut down Beat Break. Just go, and I went turn 1, Devi in the bag, dropped tamer. They went rookie in the bag, they dropped their tamer with like Epo something, and then they did something else, and our Rays killed that tamer that had the sources on it, and now they had no tamer with sources, and now they had to figure out, how do I get more sources under my secondary tamer that didn't have the source, because it was the mem setter one. So you have to do things first before you can get the sources underneath it. So I'm gonna stick with Rogue for now, in comparison, just because a lot of things are just a lot stronger, and it takes a little bit of setup too in comparison.
Sounds good.
Any thoughts?
Yeah.
You're the Mallow guy. I
Yeah.
think Mallow's very scary. Like Double Tamer is just I'm gonna loop you until the end of the world. So if you can hold board until you can get to that point, and it makes it
Very cool.
easier. Like, yep, very cool, as Lewis says.
Yeah, for sure. Next, we'll talk about our first EX12 deck. Gabumon got no. This is actually Virus Busters. We're serious.
Wait, what about Shine?
All right, well, all right, we're gonna go. Yeah, sure. Shine, competitive deck.
Yes.
Tamer hate. I don't know. BT25 is it's topped. It just has a 1 consistently. The deck has the same issues it always has. It's just not as consistent. It has that volatile chance of bricking. Issue is now we got Galactic that's faster than it was prior. You still have Millenniumon running around. Mallow is a thing now. If you go turn, 1 and you play them Marcus, wow, and you're versing a Mallow, you might get cooked on accident. Just because of that, so you have to pay attention to your board state. But I think Shine is still so aggro, and obviously you can do the 10k rune mode play, which is very strong, very valuable. But other decks aren't just as strong. Low key,
I think it's better than Cinderella, to be honest.
You think so?
I think it's stronger than Cinderella. It can basically stop your opponent from playing a whole turn, and they just either pass memory, or they play a tamer and then they just die in the next turn. The deck just has a very strong toolkit, and come BT26, we don't know what else it'll give to the toolbox, because they're definitely gonna print some.
they're not getting actual Shine support. No, they're not.
Maybe
That's going to be all the
don't know.
Rosemon side and Falcomon side. That's going to be more Data Squad.
Okay,
Shine.
but even with that, Shine is still a strong deck in the hands of a good pilot. It has representation, and the 8001 Marcus is just by far one of the best tamers I've seen in this game. It just does it all.
That is true. That is true.
Next.
I think it's going to be a
Enough said.
tough spot for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have?
I guess
do you
we'll
have
slow
Gamma
down.
and Virus Busters
Yes.
split?
They're separate. Yes, I think those are
Okay.
2 different decks.
Sure.
We'll talk about Beelstar. Lewis, you're the Beelstar guy here.
Meta defining. The deck does it all. It has excellent removal. It has a strong building block for the deck. It has a bunch of ways to just gain resources. It can skip an evolution from Agumon. You can play back your guys from Asuna to basically either contest your opponent's board, steal their turn, or set up more tamers with the Gabumon. It has access to Gabumon, which is one of the best level 4s in the game. Just being able to skip straight into Beelstar is insane potential. Like, there's games I've seen from my friend Kevin, who is literally chained Beelstar, activate Fly Bullet, arcs over the other Black Gabumon, activate Beelstar option, go over another Gabumon. Like, the deck just has it all. Fly Bullet is incredibly strong. As long as Red Binding Trigger, that Asuna, and Hurricane Screwshot exist in the game, like, that deck is going to be around for a bit. It has strong representation. The top players are piloting that deck to non-existence. It has consistent top 4 representation. The deck is just insane.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I need to add to that.
Yeah, straight up. Deck goes stupid.
Bandai, don't
Yep.
hit Red Binding Trigger. Oh, I don't know who said that, but I agree with that guy.
Do we kick him out now or later, Gina?
After my 2 weeks notice, you can kick me out.
Okay.
Well, he already doesn't have his invite, so
Yeah, that's essentially my soft resignation.
Agreed. Next, we got Imperialdramon on this list. Imperialdramon can do cool things, I guess, still.
that tells you everything you need to know about it. When Dan says it can do cool things, I guess still. That's how you know where Dan ranks it.
8001 Imperial is a very strong card, but like no one cares about it anymore. No one's afraid of it like we were for like split second in 8001, and then people realize how to play against it. I think that's how I interpret it, at least for me personally.
Yeah.
In the first time I played again, I was like, damn, how do I deal with this? And I was like, click, I got it after playing the game. All right,
Yeah.
non-issue. Digimon rampant. Like everybody's saying, options is a thing. Just whatever. Like no one cares about it anymore.
Oh, you got partition. Let me show you my Satellamon pitch. Dare Blitz, turn me to a level 4, and then just proceed to just combo out. The deck, unfortunately, lost its luster. I played it through 8001. It was a great deck. The mirror matches definitely taught me a lot with the deck. But running into things like Millenniumon, Galactimon, decks that are, in the strong competitive like representation, unless Imperialdramon gets more support, it's just a locals deck. And a very heavy pilot-based locals deck.
Agreed.
Yep.
Ooh. Next we got is Medusamon. Medusamon still be doing Medusamon things. Competitive deck, meta-defining deck. People were sleeping on it when BT25 come around, and because of Beelstar and because of B Break, and we've seen it still win regionals. I'm not talking about just store regionals. I'm talking about big old regionals and topping. This deck is still a relevant deck, and I think it'll still be a relevant deck in EX. What's it called? EX12. And because there's nothing in the game that says no to Medusa fully, right? You have things that can like do to slow it down a little bit, but at the same time, if you can just raise your, Eliza, whatever, and you just go into the Styraco, you OTK someone, who cares what they do, Progress is a strong effect. So if you're doing 2 checks in mid swing and you hit an option, who cares? You got progress, right? At the end of the day. So I think it's still a very strong deck. And
that
it'll
EX
still
Medusamon.
Yeah, and you'll still see this deck running around when EX12 comes around, even with new new shiny toy syndrome.
Yep, straight up.
It's
Medusamon
a better
is
War.
evergreen at this point.
It's a better War Greymon deck than War Greymon could ever be. And
I hate that you said that because I know it's true, and deep down my heart, I hate you.
Right, what do you mean? There's a War Greymon. He plays War Greymon in his deck, right?
Oh no! It touches my graveyard. I don't like it.
Next we got Jupitermon. Jupitermon got a lot of support in BT25, and we're seeing Jupitermon do a lot more results in BT25 with a lot of new cards and then a lot of new support in TS in general. What do y'all think it is?
I think this is a competitive deck. It still has the same problems that it always had. I think it's kind of low competitive, like borderline almost rogue, but like it does things very fast. It can lock your opponent out of the game. It climbs into its level 6 for 0 a lot of the time. It has a crazy comeback factor. The big problem is the same problem that freaking BT7 Kazuchimon had. You have to kill yourself to get to like all of your good effects. Like, and that's always going to be a struggle for any deck. Any deck that needs to kill themselves to set up their game plan. It's tough, man, when you run into stuff like Beelstar, when you run into stuff that is just going to Volcanismon says, oh, cool, you put yourself to 3 security? Cool, you just made my OTK happen.
That's just enough.
Yep. So, like, that's always going to be the problem with this deck, unless they print something crazy in BT26 that changes that. This deck is, like, the speed game. Like, boy, I hope I opened Cracked, because this is a deck that has really good staying power, but if another deck can push out the damage past that 2-3 damage threshold quickly, like, it's a struggle. It also is, like, weirdly bricky. Like, every time I've played this Jupitermon deck, and I think Jupitermon players will know this in general, it can just feel like the cards are not drawing in your favor. Like, you have to run 8 Agumon, because any more than that, you have to run the bad one.
What does that say, Lewis?
It says turn sideways, because that's what that deck loses to.
Yes.
So, like, you can't run promo Agio because it's just a bad card. Like, we're on You got to figure out what else you want to run for rookies, whether you're on like an Uko package or if you're running Lanamon, and then Lanamon gives your stack jamming if you have to go on top, or Luna, sorry, not Lana, Lunamon. So it's like kind of a neg in a way. The deck is still not completely there, and it will be in BT26, I think. But lots of really cool play lines, lots of ways to push damage, safe damage too a lot of the time, because you don't really care. You just barrier, you decode, you do whatever. The deck feels crazy when it's popping off, and when it's not popping off, it's like I'm killing myself to hopefully survive. And like that's the problem. All the way back to the beginning of what I said. You got to kill yourself to do all your stuff. And so if your opponent doesn't care about your effects, then you just lose.
The deck just has a really strong. It just has a strong TS toolbox background. Homeros existing allows the deck to exist. Like just being able to proc Jupitermon makes it a strong recovery tool. They have access to Venusmon to lock down tamers and preventing shenanigans from ensuing. But there's just so much out there that prevents it and just puts it straight down to the point of just like OTKing the deck, even with you just taking it down from 2 life to game. The deck needs, some level of, I want to say consistency, which is crazy coming from like how much TS has between all of its searchers, the Erlangmon, the Lunamon, even the Tapirmon. Deck is strong, but just with Beelstar running around, it's just not going to be stronger than what it is.
Yep.
Okay. Next we got is Gear Forest.
Bacchus Ceres is a rogue deck, I think. Bottom of rogue, I think. Maybe locals. It might be top of locals. Like
maybe.
My brain is like, yeah, there's that one dude that can just make this work. But like,
yeah, his name is Cliff.
No offense, Cliff, but he hasn't topped a regional. So like, where's that's not shade. I'm just saying, like, where is the strength of this deck really?
It sounds like shade though.
It's not just Cliff though. Like, there are people who are playing this deck, and where are the results for it?
It's down the shooter against Red Hybrid and things like Beelstar. And
like if you look at this list here, like Rebootmon has like a top or two. Like, I don't know, man.
I think that says enough.
I think that's valid. It's a valid point. It just hasn't done anything, unfortunately.
Right.
In the meta currently, and moving forward in EX12, like, is it really going to continue to do more? Where stronger decks, in my opinion, are popping up immediately? Probably not.
We'll see when 13 comes out and then they get a new Bloom Lord, but
maybe
that's just
anyways,
to be decided.
Well, that's future reference. Next we got 2 more decks before we get to the brand new decks. We got Beat Break. Beat Break probably will still be meta defining deck. It's a very strong deck. Yep. You have the turn 2, turn 3 OTK built in the deck by itself. If you have it, a good pilot can probably still do it regardless of all the tamer hate that we have in the game. But at the same time, we do have a lot more tamer hate that's more consistent with Galactic, Millenniumon, Mallow now running around. We have things that can suspend. I don't know if it's going to stay meta defining moving forward. That's my thought process. But as of right now, it's still a top tier deck.
I don't know, man. This deck go crazy. I think obviously it's meta defining. I think it's better than Medusamon. This deck goes crazy fast, does whatever it wants, Eclipse impacts for game, sets up 1 tamer, 1 rookie in the back, and then I couldn't kill you. Here's an immune Digimon that you can't battle to get rid of. Like, it's really good. That's all you could say about it. It's a really good deck. Like,
and with future support coming out, the deck will get better. It's not that it may get better or will get worse. No, that deck is just moving up.
it can only get better unless they decide to
Yeah.
hit something from it, and realistically, that's not happening. So
The only card I could see them hitting would be the white option.
ain't no way.
E-Pulse?
Ain't no way.
E-Pulse. E-Pulse would be the only logical hit, but they're not going to hit it. I'm just saying that's like the one card that's like I think is pretty nuts. Draw one, play it out, play a 4 cost or lower, and then at the start of main phase, draw a card, gain a memory. That's pretty nice for 3 cost.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Next we got is Fish with the new support of new Ryugumon. New Ryugumon is kind of cracked, low key, has Barry and Evade on it and Decode, and so you can always swing out and not care. Downside with Fish, you're still relying on going Erlangmon OTK style basically to win your match. If you don't see it, you're probably cooked. So with that being said, I think even if it's, in my opinion, would be better than all the locals decks, I think we're still gonna put on locals, even with the new Ryugu, unfortunately, because it's just I don't think people are gonna really put the work into tester, and with other decks that's gonna be a lot easier to pilot and to win probably, well, high power ceiling. I think just people won't put the effort into it for Ryugumon.fish.deck.
But Dan, all you need to do is just top with it. Like you have all the flex for it. Just prove our tier list wrong. Just say it's a strong.
I think
deck.
I can for sure. I low key think I can, but that's
Thinks
neither
he
here nor
can?
there.
But he
Will
won't,
I, though?
which should tell you about the power
Right,
of
Because all of his efforts are going to go into Metal Empire. That's why.
Exactly.
True that.
But yeah, so that's what I think, unfortunately, for it. At the end of the day, you're still relying on like Erlangmon for the win con. Like, do you want to sit on a Ryugumon even if it's a new cool one? I don't know if that's gonna be a good game plan if you do that. So we'll see when the time comes. We're finally gonna hit the new decks, which are going to be exciting to talk about. First,
The moment you've all been waiting for. If you skipped this part of the video, shame on you. Shame. Go watch the rest of the video.
First we got is Amphimon. Amphimon got a huge new line support. This is also for DS. We can kind of like clump them up together if you want to talk about. Amphimon kind of go crazy. Amphimon does some really cool things for DS. Amphimon as a separate deck, I don't know, but for DS, you can just do some shenanigans, I feel like. Gino, you and I are DS believers. What we thinking about Amphimon? Because Amphimon does some shenanigans.
Honestly, the DS support in this set is pretty good. Between Amphimon's line and the Ghost Gomon, like those are pretty good cards for DS. I don't think it's going to be competitive though. Do you?
No, you don't think so? Agumon says get rid of things, you get unsuspend, you get pops, you get protection.
Yeah, you do. But like, if you're gonna like, you need to go all Jellymon then, like, because that's the only way that you're accelerating your trash thing. Like, I almost wonder if DS with some of these cards in it is better. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I want it to be competitive, but realistically, I think it might be Rogue.
Okay.
What do you think, Dan?
Amphimon is a when Digivolve and when attacking counter. I don't know. It's pretty good. But remember, like obviously the trash part matters, but it's like it says like DS and Jellymon text. So you can do, you can bomb like anything for your effects that are needed. So like it has some protection when it will leave.
The problem is none of your other Deep Saver cards, trash cards in your hand. Only Jellymon stuff does. That's where I'm coming from. True.
That's valid. What do we think, Lewis? Have you think about Amphi/DS yet?
I think because of how DS originally plays and going with the new support, it's kind of just like a wait and see. It's definitely I hate saying this consistently, but it's definitely a very pilot dependent deck. Like it's really just like finding the proper recipe, finding which ratios, which way you want to lean into more. I think at most it may be near the top of a locals deck, probably stronger than Bacchus. but we just have to wait and see really to see when someone finally breaks the deck. It has a lot of potential. Again, we just need to see a good set of ratios and seeing which way the deck wants to lean into.
Like, do we want to go Amphimon, or do we want to mix some of the DS stuff? Like, I'm really not sure here.
I mean,
Like
okay.
the Jellymon stuff reads I want to sit on Amphimon, but then your opponent
Well,
just digivolves you, and then what?
yeah,
Like,
you just kind of eat bread pudding at that point.
And like you can't play Amphimon out off of like Aegistramon's effect because it's a dual card. It doesn't have a play cost. So
yeah,
Yep. That is
it may just become two separate decks in the next tier list.
I really do think it is two separate decks.
So let's just put it in the near the top of locals, and we wait and see until the next video for the next tier list.
Dan does not believe you.
I'll put in a little.
Dan's gonna play both of them. He's gonna play both DS and he's gonna play both Amphimon, and he's gonna
Loki probably will.
You know.
That's besides the point.
You know what's really funny though? Frozen Crystal annihilates Beat Break. It lets you trash cards on your tamers too.
Oh,
That's what I'm
You know,
saying.
I may rethink my position on this, but let's just leave it as locals for now. But we do need to see a Dan deckless telling us how he topped the locals, and he just played 5 straight rounds of Beat Break and how they all hated him.
Yeah, right.
Listen, I'm a Jellymon enjoyer too. I want this to work. We'll try. The deck is still sitting over there. Like, it hasn't been returned to the binder. It's been unsleeved, but not returned to the binder.
You're gonna somehow mix some Volcanismon in there and just really prove people wrong.
All right, now you're going crazy.
Just a little
Right.
bit, you know.
Next we got. I'm gonna talk about the other one for people who get some virus buster. Diabrit. This is for what support is it for? NSO, right? No, not NSO. NSP. Sorry,
NSP. Yeah.
Diabrit is pretty cool, right? Being able to have that main to suspend and stun tamers as well. You get Vortex, you have piercing on it. You get Digimon immunity. You get to get plus 3k and battle something. Battles the new green mechanic that people love. NSP got the Agumon that I think is probably like low key broken. That Agumon,
both Gabumon and
Virus
Agumon.
Busters, and NSP. Got some cool things. Diabrit though. With all that being said, I think it's still going to be below. Diabrit is just not that good. Hasn't been in the past.
When digivolving, when attacking,
the new
counter?
stuff is cool. It's pretty cool. Hey, look, you talk about the Amphimons when digital when attacking counter. I don't want to hear.
I know. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it.
But like, it's not bad to get that immunity whenever you want. But like, not whenever you want the immunity. Is the plus 3k in battle, which is pretty cool because being able to counter someone in battle something that's an interesting mechanic in that aspect. I just think, I don't know. NSP sucked. First off,
honestly, first off, NSP's not good.
It wasn't that good.
Yep. Second of all, this card reads like a mini Vortextramon. And where's Vortextramon?
Exactly.
He's hanging out lower than Diabrit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now. Only because we didn't like move anywhere. But yeah.
Potentially Green Ranger support.
No, you're not playing this over other good green cards.
You can't hard play it.
No. Oh, yeah.
It's a dual card.
Zafagamon's just better with Nellum, but I digress.
Trustmore Advance is pretty good. Like the option side of it, but...
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And the tamers are phenomenal.
I'm going to try to make it work because I think the Diarbitmon line is cool as hell.
I'm
a Ghost game enjoyer. I like all the Ghost game decks.
Okay,
sue me.
Next Ghost game deck is gonna be, we're gonna talk about Virus Busters, but we're gonna talk about Seriousmon separate. Seriousmon got the whole line plus the new Proximon plus the promo Arcturus, whatever it's called. Seriousmon might finally be a competitive deck.
I hope so, man. I'm gonna put it at top of Rogue personally for now, because it's like kind of what Lewis said, like a wait and see sort of thing. But like, Planet Punch Seriousmon reads very well. The old Seriousmon steals games out of nowhere. Specifically the 8001 one. Like
Yeah, 8001 is cracked.
Yeah.
the Gamamon line that goes with Virus Busters are all really good cards for both Virus Busters and Gamma. So like all these tools combined, all of these powers combined create Planet Punch, Captain Planet Punch. And like he's got progress on face, which is very nice. Like I don't know, man. I think
Agreed.
I think there's a possibility. I think there's a possibility for this to be competitive. Like Gamamon's been creeping up bit by bit. Support by support.
It also has access.
One card.
It also has access to Omnimon, which is pretty cool.
Yep. That is funny.
Which is pretty cool.
And Proximamon is just like a really good card. So like getting into this
broken.
Like with the speed of Gamamon.dex, like it is so easy for you to bank heroes, crack what's the card? Strongest of Brothers, and just get into your stuff for really cheap. So I don't know. Maybe it could be competitive. I'm gonna say Topper Rogue for now.
Yeah, I can agree with that for now. I just wouldn't be surprised if we see this be a competitive deck, just because like the new support is that good. Next and finally, we got the 4 hypest decks that's coming out EX12 in my opinion. First, we're going to talk about Virus Busters. Low key, I think Virus Busters might be a competitive deck. The option is broken. Being able to
busted.
let me read this real quick for y'all. If y'all don't notice, this card is not 1% effect. It is when one of your level 4 or higher VB trait Digimon attacks, you may play one VB trait Digimon card with the same level from your hand with the cost reduced by 3. That effect is now a once per turn effect, and you just keep swinging and keep playing things and reducing things, and then keep playing DNA into it, and you keep playing it, and you keep going until you climb up into your Omni or Proxima, whatever it is. You can chill on the Seriousmon, the Planet Punch one, or you go into like the War Greymon that has the counter to DNA. You can do some crash plays, in my opinion. I think Virus Busters might be a competitive ass deck because of that. Virus Busters option, I think, is one of the most craziest options we've seen when it comes to like the field spell type that go into your security and do things for you. I just think this deck is a phenomenal deck.
And we I just finally got over the fact that there are so many Omnimon decks.
This is another Omnimon deck that can go into the new Omnimon, which is kind of cracked. If anyone doesn't know, like if you get the sources that you need for it, you can like potentially burn 2 or like neg a billion or something.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and be sad that I have to deal with more Omnimon cards.
And like that's not even counting the damage that you're going to be putting out with each swing. Like you go Gato, you swing, you play out another thing, DNA those 2. Now you're in a 5, you swing, you got barrier, play out another level 5, DNA those 2. Like I think Virus Busters could go insane.
Yeah, agreed for sure.
Definitely competitive. Definitely very scary. Not looking forward to playing against it.
Next we got is Metal Empire. I've been hyped for this deck for the longest. And people might think I'm crazy.
I think you're crazy.
I mean, that's besides the point, to be honest.
This deck might be like legit broken. I think this is gonna be a tier 1 deck out of the box. This thing gives protection, de-digivolve protection and source protection to everything. It's just that one Digimon. Once you DNA, that DNA Digimon has the protection as well, which is going to be your Chaosdramon. You can OTK from 5 with like light work. You can have so much. You can remove this. You can remove a stack and then go psych. We're going to DNA and then play and do some other shenanigans. I think you're going to be seeing this everywhere potentially. I think this deck might be like legit broken. Chaosdramon is correct. Have to engage as well. Having be able to de-digivolve. Second attack +1 on it. Like it's so easy. Just go. You got 5 security. This is light work. Here's game for you.
Maybe we should have put Machinedramon on this tier list too. Like
We
that
could have.
Chaosdramon does enough. Like that's a good card. Meta defining?
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
card is broken.
Competitive? I'll
I'm
I'll
telling you.
Okay.
Fine. I'll put it in competitive, but like I know for a fact this is gonna like pop off, and people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, this is a problem." You have Metal Empire that gets everything guard, like, like you see what I'm saying? Like this thing adds up so fast. High
Guard is
Edgemon
cool.
plays this for free. Your DNA, you have Alliance, you have so many things to deal with this deck.
Does this have a level 4 that plays your option? Oh yeah, Thundermon, right? Yeah,
It sure does. It is Thundermon.
got you. Okay, we'll see.
Great. Now I get to see Machinedramon again / Metal Empire. Very cool.
Shambala
Next we
time.
got is we're gonna talk about Shambala. This is the SW deck. What is something with warriors?
Satan Warriors.
Sites and Warriors, yeah.
This deck is kind of cracked too. I think low key.
I think this
You get
is a high
so much
competitive
aggro. Yeah, a lot of aggro out of it. You're able to pop off. You get to play out bodies, and you swing like 2-3 checks at a time. Big numbers. You get the counter from who is it? Entangmon, I think it's called. The one with the Guru fusion. I forget what his name is right now. Erlangmon. Yeah, him.
Arlang, yeah. Yep. Like, I think this deck's pretty solid, and one of the this feels weird, but one of the big benefits is that this deck does not brick, because like if you brick, you just slam your 5 for 5. Like, like you will always have assembly. Like
The 5s are 5s. I hate that so much.
5s for 5, baby. I'm excited to play this. This feels like I loved Shakamon, and this feels like Journey to the West Plus. Like all these cards are just that deck but better. And you can actually like climb the line. I was talking about this prior to our recording podcast, but I feel like both this and TB are going to kind of fall into borderline TS slop like kind of builds, where it's like, okay, these are my 2 main megas, and then maybe I'll throw in one of this one and one of that one. So, and like, there's really realistically nothing stopping you from playing 1 or 2 TB cards in an SW deck or vice versa. Like,
True.
they all
Plus,
Evo
in, like,
on
his
top of
own deck-
Shambala, so like,
Yep. Plus, in his own deck, like Nezhamon go crazy, like being able to 2 checks unsuspend or whatever it is. Like when you force the
when a
collision,
security's removed.
I think it burns one. I think it is.
When security stacks
I
removed,
think also
you get
like
an
burns one, so
unsuspend.
that you get that. Yeah.
No, it just gets
so I
plus
think it's
4K
pretty easy.
and immunity.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Yeah. Knew it was something like that. I think it's
pretty good.
definitely gonna be a competitive deck. And then saying Goku is just kind of cracked too. Like,
Yeah,
this
he's
card
busted. I like him a
reads
lot.
so crazy. Like, look at this: rush, raid, piercing, second attack +1.
Do it
It's
all.
pretty crazy. And then you have the
Well,
options. You have the options that allow you to get into them for free as well. Was it when you play Evo? I think it is for free.
Yep. When you play one, you can crack delay to Evo for free. So like, play your level 5 for 5, and then crack option Evo for free.
Thank you, Bandai. Very cool.
Next, we got the last deck to talk about is TB with Amaterasumon. I'm struggling to say this word today.
Amy.
I think this is the better. I think this is the better Shambhala deck, low key.
Agreed. I
This
hate
deck
to say it because
has a
I'm
crazy
an SW stan, but go ahead. I agree with you.
This deck has crazy ability to go execute, swing with like Ryugumon or like or Amaterasu or even Kaguya, and then end up spitting out like 3-4 bodies, and you have like 3-4 of them. 3 of them that's gonna be like level 6s instantly. You have the option that says when you I think it's when you Evo, when you play or you unleashing, you play a level 6. I forget what the requirement is for the option, but you're allowed to play a level 6 for free off of it.
It's literally just when one of your level 5 or higher leave the battle area. Like,
That's all
traded.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like with that, plus like the combos you can do with like the Ryugu decode, you make this wide ass board with some strong Digimon that have counter abilities, that has defensive capabilities to like tell your opponent no, and you just win after that. I think is very, very strong in comparison to what SW can do. Like SW has the aggro, but like TB has more like the defense plus board span that you can go into, and I think it's just crazier.
I'm definitely gonna try out Toho Braves. I like the deck a lot.
Yeah, it feels to me
It's
like
very-
Toho
it's
Braves
very
has
cool.
the better top end, but maybe the mid end, the middle cards are maybe better on SW. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
What's
like,
that?
don't forget there's also,
Finding Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saitan Warriors.
and don't forget there's also Suzandomon that can just go top end on both as well.
Right. Exactly.
Susano.
So this is our tier list for EX12. Do we have anything that we want to maybe maneuver around, or we think maybe goes higher or lower in this spot? I think Marsmon might drop.
I personally think it looks pretty good. Marsmon does have more tops than Shine Greymon, and it does have more blow up potential, so I can stay there. Millenniummon, I'm not sure.
I'm plenty sure.
Millenniummon is not leaving competitive. I don't care what you say, Lewis.
True.
I was gonna say drop it below one of the other decks, but
I think Shine might be the one that's gonna like drop down to like road tier.
maybe after actual EX11 drops.
Who knows
see
though?
how it's
Because
dropped.
like, what if Data Squad gets like a really good middle of the road stuff, and you can just use all the Shine stuff as top end? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how you top
Possible.
Marcus plus Agumon.
just draw
You
really
don't-
good.
That card is broken.
Mm-hmm.
Draw two
anything-
good guys.
Anything that we think that needs to go up. If nothing can go down, anything that can go up.
Theoretically, just the decks that we haven't seen yet could go up, but I think it's too soon to say. Like Siriusmon, Amphimon, even possibly Diarbitmon, but we'll
Red
see.
Hybrid may go up. Hybrid may go up to the bottom of competitive tier.
It
Just
may.
saying.
Dan's not
That's
a believer, but Lewis and I are.
I think
I'm not a
make the
true
deck better.
believer. I am not a true believer.
I don't think Nezha's the move, honestly. I feel like, what does Nezha do?
Really?
Like, what does Nezha do for you that
That
like,
Emperor Grey doesn't do
Aldemon
for you.
isn't already doing?
Like the aggro. Pass turn engage, I guess. And still swing.
Yeah, but like your triple tamer's already doing that for you and giving you sec +1.
Yeah, that's valid. No, that's true. That's true.
Okay. I can see that as a thing.
All right, and that's it for our tier list today. Let us know down in the comment section what you think of our tier list. Do you think we overhyped any decks, overestimated or underestimated any decks that's come now in the future when it comes to EX12? Do you think Machine Empire is gonna be a tier 1 deck? I really think so. I'm not even just hyping it up because I'm hyped for the deck. I legit think it has so much kill potential. It's not even funny.
We shall see. Let us know in the comments.
Last thoughts for the viewers, fellas. Any
Like,
parting words?
Comment, subscribe, let us know. You know how it is.
We'll see if we add Takamika to the tier list.
And that being said, take us out, Dan.
We'll catch you on the next one. He wrote it for us.
Moment.